So, what if we wanted to build a program where we accepted 10 different inputs, different string inputs from the user, and then what we did with that input is we redisplayed it, but only with the length of the string and the number, the item's position in the list. So I may not have explained that very well, but I think you'll know what I mean when you see the end result or the program that I'm going to write here. So I'm just going off the cuff. First thing we need to do, and here's a comment in Python. This is something that I have not introduced you to, but this is just, a comment is a string in your source code that is ignored by the interpreter and is meant to be read by humans. So this string, this first line of my program doesn't mean anything to the interpreter. The interpreter ignores it. So what I'm going to comment here is that we need to tell the user that we need 10 strings. So please enter. It's good enough for me. Now this is good for getting the input for one string, but what if we want to get multiple inputs, one after the other? Well, a for loop would be good for that. So for now I want to make these two statements a part of the for loop, so I'm going to tab them over. Now what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to declare a list, call it strings. It's empty at first, but for every entrance of the user input, I'm going to append to this list. And append is simply a method, takes an argument, and appends that argument to the end of the list. So I'm going to get a list of strings that the user inputted from the terminal. Now I'm going to print for str. Okay. I'm going to iterate through every item in the strings list, which is just everything entered by the user. I'm going to print. what I've done here is may be confusing, especially to someone who sees this for the first time. But I'm calling the range function, and range gives me a sequence of numbers up to but not including the argument. Length, so I get the length, len is actually short for length, and that's getting the length of the string, or that's getting the length of the list strings, which should be 10. Now I'm getting a number in for I. Okay, now this line is probably intimidating. I assure you, over time, you'll be able to write code like this and it will feel natural. Or read code like this and be able to comprehend it. For now, just know what I'm doing is I'm printing string, and then the value of the string that we're iterating over is item number I plus 1, because I want my count to start at 1, and I is an index, so it's off by 1. But we can fix that by just plussing 1 to it with length, and then I'm grabbing the length of that value at that particular index. So the next thing to do is to actually test this code and see if it works. So I'm going to try and run this program that I've created. I don't know what happened here. Okay, so I've invoked the program successfully. Now it's asking me to input a string, so I will. This is a big, long string. You are best programmer ever. Okay, so it looks like the program successfully did what I asked it to. First item in the list, it outputted string. This is a big long string, is item number 1 with the length 25. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, indeed. So every item that you gave to the computer was able to compute the length of that item, where it was in the list, and what the value of it was.